All right, we are back. My name is Jesse, and today we're going to be working on the 6000 XP. This was part of our budget power station build series. If you want to learn more about this, how we built it, I'll leave a link somewhere up here on the top. But today we're just going to be adding a little receptacle so we can plug some power tools or really anything, just some outlets to the back of our load center. I'll kind of show you what we got going on here in the back. All right, let's walk through this setup here real quick. In this current configuration, it's set up more for like a permanent situation, but I just want something quick and easy that I can just plug in. It works great right now, but I just have to hardwire everything in here into a breaker where I don't really have a way to just quickly plug in my drill or my chargers or a fan or a light or anything. I have to physically hardwire everything. So that's all we're going to do is we're going to use this little 2-gang electrical box here. We're going to wire one outlet to one breaker, another outlet to another breaker. And so each breaker will have its own kind of dedicated little circuit, and it should be more than enough to power, any saw that I have, really anything. So I think what we'll do first is let's run our ground here. One of these wires is 14 gauge, and then the other is number 12. So we'll have a 15 amp circuit and we'll have a 20 amp circuit. If you don't have a Klein multi screwdriver, you're missing out. So like 2 grounds. So that was for our 15 amp circuit, and we'll try and do a 20 amp circuit next. I don't know if I have a 20 amp breaker though. I don't got a 20 amp breaker. I got another 15 though, so we'll just use this as a placeholder. And this is the way I recommend if you are planning on getting into solar and you don't want to spend a ton of money up front. This is the best way I think to go about it. You can start out with just one server rack battery, an inverter like the 6000 XP, and I mean, I'll have to do a test, but I'm pretty sure the 6000 XP could power my entire house. The only part this kind of system is going to fall short is the battery storage, because I only got one server rack battery. I feel like for my house, I probably need like 3 server rack batteries, and then that would pretty much, for the most part, get me off the grid like 90% of the time. And the kind of beauty of going this route is you could just spend $2 or $3 grand, like what I did. I think I spent $800 on the battery, and I think the 6000 XP was like $1,500. I got it during Black Friday, but I feel like most server rack batteries are even cheaper now. I feel like you can get them for like $600 now. So the inverter I think is pretty much the same price, but the batteries I've gotten cheaper. So for about $2,500, $3 grand, probably after taxes and shipping, you should be able to get yourself a nice setup where you're going to be able to offset a bunch of your house's electrical use immediately, and you didn't have to spend 10, 20, 30 grand. And once you kind of save some money, you can always upgrade to a bigger inverter or just add another inverter, another 6000 XP, and you can just parallel the inverters. You want to add more batteries, just buy more batteries. All right, that looks okay. All right, looks pretty good. All right, messed up already. These outlets here have these little kind of ears that are on the bottom and top of this plate, and in order for them to fit in here, you have to like basically just bend them back and forth, and they break off. But I did that to this one. I wasn't paying attention, and I ripped off the whole top part. So I'm not going to wire this one up because I'm just going to go to Lowe's and get another outlet. They were like $3, I think. So I'll just get another outlet. So I'm just going to shove the 14 gauge wire back in there and then leave this one just unplugged. And then later on when I go to Lowe's, I'll buy another one of these and hopefully I won't break it. So what we'll do is hook up our outlet here. The brass side is where your hot conductor, your black wire goes. Silver side is the neutral. That's where the white wire goes. And then our ground should just come here on the bottom where this green little tab is. This green little screw is. Just a way that I remember is the brass is where the black goes. And then the silver is where the light goes. So brass, black, silver, white. So, oh, I'm going on the wrong side already. White side goes on the silver. Might have to add another one of these wire glands just so this doesn't wiggle. Because if I push hard enough, it'll move. And of course, I already screwed it all in there. Let's see if I can just give it a couple more turns here. That's a little tighter. All right. Let's see if it works. All right, there is a little kind of sequence in which you got to start this, and it's the inverter battery breaker first, then the actual battery breaker, then the BMS. Now we should have power here. So this is our inverter to turn on. There we go. Fire it up. Oh man, let me close the garage. All right, I closed the garage. So let's see, everything looks like it's okay. I really don't like how it doesn't show you the 63% battery state of charge. Got our little happy face there. So lastly is our output. All right. So I'll try and get a good picture here, good video. Right now, the battery's on, the inverter's on, but the actual switch that controls the output is not on, nor is the breaker, the load breaker. So currently it's showing 0 volts. So this is off. So now, last step here, what we'll do is there's a switch here. It says EPS output. We'll push that into the down position. And we could see here, now it's saying that we've got power going from the battery down to our load. And there is a breaker here. It says load. Flip that one up. And now, come back here. And now we're going to check our L1, L2. Now we should definitely have 240 volts. Volts. So neutral to L1, 120 volts. L2 to neutral, 120 volts. So now we've got power. All right. Let's see if our outlet works. Moment of truth here. This is a small fan. See if it kicks on. Oh, psych. Just kidding. This one's our breaker going to this outlet here. It's the one with 12 gauge wire. So we'll flip that one on. Now let's see if we get. There we go. All right. That's an easy one because this fan uses like 100 watts, maybe 50 watts. This one's the hard one. All right. This is a Husky. What is this? 4-gallon compressor. Let's see if this works. Nice. It worked. It's perfect. The compressor was drawn like 1.4 kilowatts, so about 1,500 watts. And then that fan was drawn like 70, 80 watts. It was showing like 1.5 kilowatts. So this thing, it could start it up. I wish I knew, how, 1.5 horsepower. So I didn't see it. 1.5 horsepower compressor, started it up, no problem. And then the fan, it didn't really use that much. So, all right, that's gonna wrap this one up. Nice little test here we did. Powered up the 1.5 horsepower compressor, no problem. Powered the fan, no problem. Both of them, no problem, on at the same time. You guys have any questions? You want me to try and, do some other test? Just let me know. Drop it in the comments, and hopefully we can make a video, see how it goes. I think the only thing I got to do is just replace that white outlet. I just broke the tabs off, but I'll go to Lowe's and pick up another one, and then we'll hook up more to the other side. That'll wrap this one up. I'll catch you guys on the next one.